recording. Hello, how's it going?
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Doing great, doing great. Who's this calling?
Cordelius Powers.
How is it going? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Seattle, Washington.
Oh, that's right. I love it out there. From
Yeah.
yeah, down here in Southern California. Much love.
Yeah, man, that's the first place I actually traveled to. It's my version of '04. I can't remember. It was years ago uh, when I was wrestling. Before, I cashed everything in and wanted to be like a mainstay. I went to California, I went over by kind of like Inglewood and all that. So, I had a hell of a time. They have a lot of moisture and they have a lot of grass and crops.
Right.
Um, they have nice suggestions and sceneries, So I had a hell of a time. You never know. I may come back. I may come back to Sacramento. You never know. Maybe they'll have a film ready for me to do or something.
Right, right. Are you on acting?
Yeah, yeah. I've talked about it before. I went to Highline High School. I graduated in acting class, I went to Broadway in college in Seattle. And yeah, I'm an actor. I debuted on a show. I'm starting over like it's season one, but I had two movies that aren't published yet. And I don't know when they are, but yeah, I'm in acting. I've done movies on YouTube. The movie I'm working on is right now. It's called Minimize. It's a film from yours truly, The Joker. So I'm doing that on YouTube, and I'm trying to connect things like a mystery: who is good and who is bad. But what can we create out of our past? Because we're going to need it for the future. And what's missing from our future? We have to just calculate like situations, I suppose.
Right, right. And what made you get into acting?
The field thought to the message, just to build things, just to harness things, and just to unlock things. I always wanted to just act like we're on the computer. We can lock things through a whole bunch of software. And so,
Right, right.
yeah.
And at what age
Yeah.
did you start acting? At how young were you when you started acting?
That's an interesting question because it always develops to a question mark. I
Right.
don't know, but I remember I was 16, I believe, or
Wow.
15 and a half,
Wow.
maybe 15 and a half. And I went to acting school, and it didn't kind of work out for me, and I left. And then I had to redo some of my credits, and I came back when I was 18, and or maybe 19, probably 18, or maybe I did two of them. And I went back to acting class, and I really vibed, and I did sceneries, and on one play I got to go outside, so and that was always a big mission of mine, to just perform outside in front of people. You never know where they are, because they're always mixes.
Right, right, right. Do you
Yeah.
have a particular type of acting you like to do, like comedy, drama, anything,
Uh,
action?
I feel like to get to where I am, I had to do things through things like a tourist. I've done performances on the street and stuff. Just like my music. But I'm a mystery guy, so I had to do all of them to get to here, just in parts. So it's
Oh,
gonna take longer. And not everything was meant to be on film, but I got to where I am. And I've done mystery. But I've had all of them through it.
right,
So.
right. Eh,
I've had a hell of an experience. My goal is just to become a detective, and I'm learning every day. I've
right.
learned from civil council meetings. I've learned from the police. I've learned from films. I've learned from school. So, but a detective's not completely unlocked, and you don't know what you're going to have to stop down the line. So, it's all about just monitoring if you're allergic to things and how you understand the world, and how you can get better about yourself, because no one knows what a detective's going to work someday, and no one will know how the world's going to have to think someday. So you have to prepare for greatness.
That's true. And where did you start acting at? Was it out there in Washington or a different area?
Yeah, yeah. It was in Highline High School.
Oh, okay.
I lived in Berrien when I was younger. There's other names for Berrien, but when I was very young, I lived in an apartment called Woodridge Apartments, and it has tons of mysteries and the ABCs and then cool sports and all that. But my
Right.
job was always to come back, and I may come back again. But Yeah, that's where I went to high school, you know, and it's always a lot of mysteries through things. It's like you're conducting a whole bunch of stuff to find things in the future, and it's through a whole bunch of pretty colors that go and they don't go. And you just keep trying to unlock your destiny, you know, because it's not completely over.
Right.
But I feel like it's season one and it's like 2000, so we got everything done. So it's cool. So I try not to talk about my past. I talk about my experience I have now. You know, I was a former pro wrestler in plays and performances in Seattle. I did energy boxing. I may do a little energy boxing again. They have plays and performances. I guest starred on a show. I did 2 movies that aren't completely on film. I've done a movie called Mosh, a mystery on YouTube, and I've done Maze of Hell, and now Minimize, which is like season 1. But you know, the director left, and I had to redo some of my scenes. But I've done things just to connect the things to prepare for a world, because none of that, all that was just people going back and forth. Now you got to live in the real world, and how is film going to change, and how is reality going to change, and how are the buildings going to change? So you have to change with them. So it's not how you started or finished; it's where you're going to go when everything has to come back. And I view it like it's like 2000 with the world, the clouds, the climate change, the weather, you know, sceneries, the economy, things are coming back, you know.
Right. And how is it out there in Washington with the inflation, with the gas prices out there, and the food
What's my
prices?
what?
How is it out
Huh?
there? I said, how is it out there with the prices in Washington?
Well, the prices are getting better. You know, it was a struggle with prices, but the prices are combining with other money, but other fascinations with the world to create things. So, you know, they're trying to figure things out, and you know, I'm trying to get the TV to be walking down the street, so we're in charge, and people can tell their performances and how they really feel and their thoughts, rather than some guy you don't know in a big alley who just did a whole bunch of stuff just to know people, you know?
Right.
So, and you don't know what side he's on, and he can't, because you don't know what air he's breathing. He has to breathe everybody's air, you heard?
Yeah. So you did street performances, you're saying?
Huh?
So you did.
Yeah, I do plays and performances.
Nice.
You know, being a heel helped me out, because a few years ago I turned heel as a wrestler, so I try to keep that going. So, you know, yeah, I've had names through wrestling and energy boxing and acting. I had the one, Life or Death, and JC, but now I just go by my complete name, Cordelis Powers, and I'm just trying to understand Mother Nature and how the internet can intersync with acting. You know, how do leaves flow? How do we flow? Because we've lost our passions to get to another passion. You got to leave things to have it and garner it back, and that's where real strength comes from.
That's right. That's right.
That's where I try to get my motivation. You can come back. What you lose, you got to come back to. But you got to figure things out to come back as a better person, because everybody tries to forget age 9. Everybody tries to get age 17. Everybody tries to forget 22. They're all through a whole bunch of colors and sceneries, and nobody knows what they age with. But you have to come back through your thoughts to progress with your age, you know? So.
Right. And like, what helps you get
Yeah.
through life, like on a day-to-day basis? What helps you in your routine? How's your schedule like?
What helps me is like my motivation just to see other things, you know, because now you and other people are getting more healthier to create things and create other sceneries. It feels like we create buildings, we create sceneries, and we create lakes and forests and stuff like that. And it's just my workouts, but just to understand that, you know, you can change, things can change, and that's what motivates you. Anything could change, and you gotta want things, you know, and it's through trials of error and successes just to go through the front doors and understand that you've had good days and bad days. Well, both of them mattered, and both of them were good and bad, either one, and it's to create a journey of a lifetime, if you will.
That's right. It's to never give up, right?
Yeah, man. It's the play in me, you know, because my character was like, part of him was like this goth, or before that, emo hip hop guy, but he has to have trials and circulation, but he doesn't live in anybody's world. He lives when he's unpopular, and sometimes he is popular, but he goes through a whole bunch of stuff, and you gotta learn about all your puzzle pieces to connect to a whole bunch of people's puzzles that were already built, already had things, you know, and just go and create things through journeys, you know, in a complex way.
That's
And,
right.
you know, I make music. I perform Blue Moon and I performed at a bar twice. I do my performances. I even wore a custom-made jersey to my main year in wrestling. So, I perform on the streets. I've done performances. I have a band called Dream Sweepers. I was on Fuck Scatters. I left them. I'm trying to create hippie hip-hop, but I'm also trying to get the hippies here and learn how we work and how we understand Mother Nature and diet and stuff. But I'm trying to create rock music, too. So, I'm going to be writing rock music, too. But it's always a play of desire and losing and winning and just gathering your thoughts and wanting to become someone.
That's right. That's right. And as a wrestler, how was your routine at the gym? How much you put in at the gym? Like, do you lift a lot?
You got to put everything in. Yeah, you gotta create something before you get there. You have to predict your match before you even start it, and that's through your passion. I lift a lot of dumbbells, man. I lift 45s up, down, and curl, and I do spread outs with lighter ones. But I have to do a lot of push-ups and sit-ups and then crunches. I have to do squats. I have to do bench press. It's hard to know how much I'm lifting. At one point, I lifted 45, but sometimes I'd lift 35s. I have to do a whole bunch of cardio at a high level. I do a lot of jogging. I lift ropes now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have the metal piece where I do long wiring weights at like 45s, and I do like 100 of them or something. But, it's always about like knowing about where you are every time, wherever you are. And that takes patience for every footstep, because sometimes you don't want to make it and you do, and you just have to understand why you didn't do it before you understand how to get in the ring. So I don't know. You have to know where you are, the footing, and train hard for that.
That's true. And as a wrestler, you have to train to be a wrestler, right? You have to know the moves, right? Like how to fall.
Yeah. I had to know the moves. I watched hours of wrestling. But I've watched hours of other sports to connect to my wrestling.
That's right.
And I've worked out to understand wrestling, but it's always just to understand where you're going, and before and after you enter the ring. And in the middle, you have to do a possession sometimes. It's not easy when your body's not working, and you have to do possession when you have nothing, and it's a whole bunch of swings, like you're going in a swing on a play set. You still have to learn possession to understand dead movement. Your body has to move by itself without thinking about it, and that's a telekinesis. It's all in a way. So, we dabble in dark arts and all that other fairy tales and that cool stuff. And it takes a lot of grooming and years. And I'm trying to get into these fairy tales and plays and performances. And before I left, before I aspired and then I retired, I wanted to be in barnyard cemeteries and cornfields and debris areas. I just wanted to change and go into Mother Nature to see what we could create. And but now I'm just happy to be an actor. But my number one concern is to be a musician, and I want to perform at parties. I want to perform at people's parties, like Chuck E. Cheese's at the movie theater. I'm trying, because I did 3 of them, and they were big performances, and you have to get careful. You can get ill doing all that. The last one I actually threw up after. You got to really know what you're doing through all this air. Oxygen does matter, and you have to raise the roof through it, and that's what my hip hop represents.
Right. Are you like a rapper? Are you a singer? Do you play an instrument, or do you do a little bit of everything?
I do hip hop.
Hip hop. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying to practice to do rock too, but I was doing goth because I'm trying to get in the goth clothing line. I've done emo hip hop too and goth. Okay. Now I'm trying to do hip hop. Hippie hip hop. I actually did albums. I did it's a Lullaby, Heartache, Communication Degree, and Shredders. And I'm trying to. There may be another one in there somehow. I'm trying to do another album. It's based on 2000. I don't know. I've had it in certain stores, some small stores, and hopefully, my network will grow and we can do things with the computer and just really create things. Communication Degree was my main album, and I just put everything out there and you learn about me, and that was just the rules. So I did that, and that was my main year to wrestle and all that, probably energy boxing, I don't know. And that was finished. So I don't know. And so I've done everything to get to a point where I want to go past just performing at bars and and gatherings in buildings. And I performed outside. I performed a song called Boogeyman by the Park Place Market outside, and that was cool in front of a whole bunch of people in the grass. So I'm trying to work with hippies now. So, I'm trying to get into Blair, with a clothing line, magic and sorcery in my mystery. So hopefully we could bring all these cool fairy tales and make things happen. Because when you lose fairy tales, you got to create other things to get them back. And now I'm getting my stuff back, and now I'm knowing who I am, and I'm getting my diet right. And hopefully you'll catch me. You catch me doing these plays,
right.
on DVDs or online or theaters or whatever it's going to be called.
That's right. Do you have an Instagram or a YouTube you would like to share for viewers or anything? An Instagram or YouTube or social media?
Yeah. Well,
Or
that's my YouTube is called Cordelius Powers, I believe. But if you type in minimize, I'm sure the Joker will appear, and then it has my other videos. Instagram is under I think it's under my old name, Life or Death. But I got Facebook of Cordelius Powers, and even then I can always message you it. But I think my YouTube is Cordelius Powers. But if it's not, I'll message to you, and you can verify it with your audience or whatever. It's kind of tricky keeping up with all these names.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as an actor,
Yeah, I'm trying to also get Halloween back. Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's Day, because whatever was lost and whatever filth and thoughts we had to give up to keep creating the world, we can get them back, and that's called passion. So I've been talking to civil council meetings and trying to get them back, man, because they create us. It creates us to be in a pattern of pacts and situations where we can grace and make money different ways, and strategies just to become someone. Because when we use our minds with the real group, when we want things, we can create better lives for ourselves. So that's what I'm doing. I go to civil council meetings and I speak. So I'm doing my thing.
oh yeah, that's right. And it's all about using the technology we have, like you're saying, right? Nowadays,
Yeah. I'm actually trying to be a congressman, so I'm trying.
Oh, that's right. Out there in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, Seattle, Washington.
Oh, that's right. I would love to see that. Yeah, keep it up, Cordelius.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Is there anything else?
Yeah. I'll send you my info on there in case you don't get it like my YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I may make a Joker album too from 1989.
Okay.
Because I think 1989 had real audiences, but they know how to create things through different computer software that died, and I feel like I bring things through things that are dead back alive, and then people recompute them. Or, but if I could bring some software back, because I'm into software from the 90s and stuff and noises from the software, we could bring all that back, that'd be cool. So I'm trying to bring that back. So I may make a rap album, a rock album with the Joker too, 1989 and 2000. It depends on when I'm moving. I believe I'll be moving, and hopefully it works out. I'm trying to move back to the hood when I was younger, and, it's just the hood in the ghetto. I had to move back to forestry, and I think we all do. And so we have to make things happen so we can be more in festivals and parades. I'm trying to bring the circus back.
That's
It's
right.
civil council meeting and carnivals and stuff, but it's mainly the circus. All these toys and stuff, all these rides can really create things, so we can have passion and water parks and all that. But it can recreate electricity and electronics, so the bills can be cheaper, and we can connect our minds differently because maybe the machines help us do that, and we can create things, and then we don't have to work as hard because we're already done with the work, and that's more work than people who work nonstop can ever produce. So.
Oh, that's right. And how?
Because when you're done with your work, you go somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And how was it growing up in Seattle, Washington, in your area when you're growing up?
That's cool because I went. My grandma works at a salon,
Yeah.
and part of it's hers, but it's called Mr. Wilson Shop or whatever in Jackson Street, and I actually live in Jackson Street, and that's where I'm from. It was cool, man. The sceneries and the forest and the storytellings and the meadows and the oxygen and just the vibes,
Right.
The vibes of sometimes our souls can come back, and our main goal is to keep our souls now and just understand and that when we lost things, it wasn't always for pain. We had to learn other things to come back, and that's for the pain, and that's where I sold it from, and just to unlock all this stuff. But it was cool, man. And
There's a lot of
it
trees
has
out
a
there.
lot of sceneries.
Yeah, a lot of sceneries.
Yeah, trees are cool, man. Trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's cool, man. A lot of trees combining with forests and buildings, and it can create things. It can create another taste or smell you've never had before. And you can go out to Fight Place Market and get yourself something to eat and all this stuff. You
Right.
can hear my live performances, tell them what threw me.
Right.
So yeah, that's that.
Right. And how's the cities out there? Are the cities big, like down here in Southern California? Like when you think of LA and San Diego and stuff, are the cities a little bit more smaller out there, or how does that work in the economy?
They're compact to know Seattle. No, whether they're good or bad, they have a lot of sceneries. So you'll understand where you're going, you're coming, and you'll understand just that there's more to gain in the future. But you have things. At least there's food, there's shelter, there's buildings, there's trees, and there's cool roads. And the roads can lead to any journey from the past to the present. It's like a treasure map, and you just find what you want.
Right.
Because it's now or never, because we got our souls back and we got our hearts back, and now it's like now or never just to want anything. So, it's cool. I actually duel out in Seattle, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Cool at dueling. It helps, like, Mother Nature and rainforests and all that stuff, So, dueling's cool. So if you go to Seattle, check out Duel Monsters. I ripped 1,000 Dragon. I was going by Jicey, my middle name, but now you can just call me Cordelius Powers or Sky. So, yep.
That's right. That's right. Have you ever been out there to Canada?
No, I actually want to go to Canada.
That's right.
I'm sure they have dope water, and if they could do a deal with Seattle, because I'm trying to pick it old school and have those buttons pressed, but the different climates and different oxygen in your body, like if we could technology where you put your thumb and then it can read it what's good for your body for the water, that'd be from the joint. In your house when it has that little knob on it and you click on it in the water. Canada knows about technology. We know about technology, but they both know about water. And no, they know about commercials, and we know about television. So we go hand in hand and we make deals about TV and television, walking down the street and just promoting Mother Nature.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that'd be dope.
Oh, yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Right. So is there anything?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to say about yourself or anything that you missed out? You feel?
I don't know. No, not really. Just we have a chance for greatness, and that's why we had to start over. And it's season 1. All
That's
our
right.
seasons, all our past, all this and all that, it's over because we trained. And now we just take a lease on life and look at the sky, and we have a chance for greatness.
That's right.
Shout out to 321 Battle. I used to wrestle there. Shout out to In Your House Boxing in Rainier Beach. I used to energy box there, the stories with anime. Shout out to Highline for helping me become an actor. Just a little thing. Shout out to Duel Monsters. Duel Monsters can help acting and sceneries, but understand Mother Earth and how to create things through acting. But yeah, I'm all done here. And I think Pokemon's coming back, and Pokemon is going to look different and cooler, and it's going to help Mother Nature as well.
That's
with
right.
their souls and just all the stuff back from present that weren't connected can connect, and we can learn from each other. I'm sure the animals will be starting to watch TV and films. Back again, they left, so we should be creating things because Mother Nature's a hell of a drug, and it feels like it's now or never to just really understand that the sunset's coming back, the waterfalls are coming back, but our hearts are coming back, and just wanting things. So the past and the present, there was no good or bad. They had to connect the things to understand who we're going to be through our soul. So it's now or never, So hopefully I can be in these horror films, these mystery when wise and house, and hopefully you could see me as a big actor, because all that was to get places. And now we're here. Hopefully, you could say you know me, and maybe you'll be acting too, no one knows, and hopefully people will enjoy me on the big screen. So it's always nice to talk to you. What's your name?
My name was Daniel. My name was.
All right, keep it real, Daniel. Oh yeah, I have music on SoundCloud and Rap Fame. So under Cordelius Powers.
Okay. We'll look for
type
that.
in Communication Degree. Communication Degree is my main album, and then it'll show my other albums. And If that doesn't work, I'm still going to send you some of my info, and then you could say it to your providers, you know, because I always wanted to be on the radio, and you seem like a talent that can be trusted about the radio. So, you know, you're on the radio now, and I can be someone to create things through the radio as well, and we can make destiny happen. So let's just wish for greatness, and let's just keep on going, you know. And you'll probably see me in anime one of these days, too. I got all this stuff that hasn't been printed that can be on anime. I got these films. I got these shirts I want from my main version of '05, you know, of hip-hop. So I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
All right, man. Keep it real. So this will be on YouTube?
Yes, sir. And be sure to follow up. I'll
All
follow
right,
up with
keep
you.
it real.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time calling in, mister, out of Seattle, Washington.
Okay. Look out for my band, Dream Sweepers. I'll see you guys later.
All right. We're out.
All right. Shout out to the homies. Peace.